Hello!
And welcome back to Books and Crannies!
A book lovers podcast!
I'm Danielle.
I'm Sarah.
And y'all, today we're finishing The Huntress by Kate Quinn! Sorry.
Yeah, we are.
Chapters...
Rip headphone users.
Yeah, sorry about that, gosh. But chapters 39 through the end.
Yeah.
And my goodness.
Y'all, this was intense.
It was intense. Okay, hear me out, guys. It's summer, okay?
It's real freaking hot.
It's really freaking hot. I think it's like a high of potentially 100 a day.
100 degrees.
And so
it's humid because it's been raining.
Yeah!
Yeah!
And so we have an AC running, so if the audio sounds bizarre, it's because it's being cut out.
Yeah.
The AC is.
Yeah, so we are going to be real close to the mic and awkward.
Yeah. Doing a little seesaw.
Danielle's really bad at it.
I don't know what you're talking about. Don't be mean to me. But any freaking who. The end of this book is crazy. I'm very excited to talk to you about it.
Yeah.
Because oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
All of our wild theories were wrong.
I know.
But I'm not surprised.
Yeah, we suck at making theories.
We do.
Yeah. Well, maybe not suck.
No.
We've only been 2 books.
We use our wild imaginations and just let them go. And then we're like, it's
Yeah.
not right.
Think of every crazy possibility that could ever happen.
Nina being the Huntress. Come on.
Far-fetched.
Are you kidding me?
I was like, she's Russian. How would that ever happen? Because it wouldn't. But the ending is really good.
It is. Yeah.
So we're going to dive right in.
So grab a freaking snack.
And a blankie.
And a drink.
And get cozy.
And have some freaking fun.
Have some fun listening
to us. Because we're hilarious.
We sure are. And if you don't think so, you're rude.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Jeez.
You just may not share our sense of humor.
Yeah.
Which rude.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right, well.
Where are we going to start, Sarah?
I think we should start with Nina again, because we left off on a freaking cliffhanger with her.
Yeah,
she's in the past.
She is in the past. Whereas Ian and Jordan are now
present
in the same time together.
Yeah.
Yes. But Nina, we ended off after she first encountered Sebastian.
Yeah.
So we got that story.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, roaming through the woods.
Sauntering along.
Staying hidden.
Here's some freaking Germans yelling at some people.
Yelling. And so she goes to investigate.
Yeah.
And comes to find that there's 2 British soldiers, 3, at gunpoint by 3 German dudes.
Yeah, they've each got one dude.
Pointing
a gun at him.
Yeah, being nasty.
And Nina's like, ooh, Germans.
I want to kill them. I want to hunt. Yay. I can't do it in the air, but that's not going to stop me here.
Yeah.
And so she, starts, creeping up on them. Mm-hmm. And before she can get to them, one of the 3 Englishmen gets shot.
Yeah, it's kind of sad.
It is sad. But as that happens, she sneaks up and freaking...
She uses her... She, loses her mind on him.
Yeah. Yeah.
She goes stab crazy.
She does. She first, slashes him a little bit.
Yeah.
And then that, sets the Englishmen into action.
Yeah.
So one of them is fighting the other soldier.
Yeah.
Or whatever. And then she just starts freaking...
Yeah.
All over the place.
Psycho on their ass.
Absolutely psycho.
Yeah.
Ends up...
Psycho.
Yeah. Well, and it's accurate.
Yeah.
But she does. And the other... One of the prisoners takes out the other guard.
Yeah.
And then it's just them standing.
Wait, where's the there were 3 guards.
Okay, I don't know. They all went down. That's more
maybe one of... Wait.
Maybe Nina got 2.
I don't know. Maybe there's 2 guys left. Maybe they each took a soldier while she's getting a soldier.
No, because Seb did not participate. I remember that specifically.
He's injured. You're right.
He got shot in the leg this encounter.
Yeah.
The one that Nina attacked, shot and hit Seb.
Missed.
Yeah.
He, didn't hit him bad, but got him in the leg.
Got him right in the leg. But nonetheless, the Germans are down.
They're all 3 gone.
All of them are gone.
Or maybe there were only 2.
Maybe there were only 2.
Who knows?
You can't trust our memories. Please.
Come on.
Come on. But yeah, they do that.
Yeah.
And so now she has these 2 Englishmen on her hands.
Uh-huh.
And they leave and find a little campsite.
Yeah.
And they patch up Sebastian because he's got the wound.
Yeah.
He's wounded.
Right in his calf. Right?
Yeah. Or something.
Something. Yeah.
Yeah. A leg. That's all I know.
Yep. One area of the leg.
An egg area.
Is that what I said?
No. That's what I said.
Okay.
Because I'm a mash.
Got it.
But they patch them up. They set up a camp. They spend the night.
Nina, like, judges them for not being able to make a fire. She's like, friggin' idiot.
These idiots. 0 survival skills.
Yeah.
Just keeps judging. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the next day, the English guy that isn't Sebastian is like, I'm leaving.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
They're both prisoners of war.
Yeah.
And they escaped.
They escaped together.
Camp.
All 3 of them.
Yeah. And their buddy got shot and died.
Yeah.
But the other
guy...
Well,
and Sebastian wasn't even, like, supposed to come with them, but he overheard them talking, and they were like, well, now you're in on it, I
guess. Yeah. And so they, like, he decides he's gonna leave the other guy. Mm-hmm. And Nina's like, what the heck?
You don't leave your brother? What the heck?
And Seb's like, no, that's, like, the deal we make, you know?
Yeah.
We keep going separately and see who can make it the farthest.
Yeah.
And I would just slow him down right now.
Yeah.
Because I'm injured.
Yeah. And I think he says, like, they weren't even supposed to stay together in the first place.
Yeah.
Once they're out, they're supposed to separate.
Right.
Because you're more likely to all get caught if you're together.
Yeah. And then Nina's like, God damn it. This English guy just assumes being a woman. I'm going to take, like, over
I'm going to nurse you. Yeah.
Sebastian and heal him up, make sure he's okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what she does.
Yeah.
She ends up staying with him, like, under the guise that it's only going to be till he heals up.
Yeah. Once he's healed, she's going to be like, bye.
I got to go west.
Sucker.
And they set up a more long-term camp, like, making fires and stuff, and his leg does eventually heal.
Yeah. And she just continues to stay with him.
Yeah. Well, she's like, we should leave. We should go west.
Yeah.
We should keep traveling. And Sebastian's like, Nina, we should just stay here until the war calms down.
Yeah, until the Germans retreat.
Yeah, because no matter where we go, we're going to be caught.
Yeah.
And taken. And I don't want to go back to a war camp.
Yeah.
Don't make me do it.
Please.
Oh, God. And so they stay together for like a month.
They're together for a while.
And they have like the same camp, and they're just catching game, and she's showing him how to freaking butcher animals, and he's like, doesn't have the stomach for it.
Yeah. Until he eats the deer, and then he's like, oh God, that's so good.
It's the best thing I've had in so long.
It's the best thing I ever ate.
Yeah. And they're foraging and, you know, trying to stay alive.
Yeah.
And after a certain amount of time, Nina's like getting restless about all
this. She wants to go.
Yeah. Well, and winter's coming.
Yeah, they're gonna freeze to death, dude.
Yeah. And they end up like moving shelters to find a little more coverage, like under a rock.
Yeah. They find like a little tiny cave of some sort. But it's not like a cave.
But it's like a cave.
It's like a cave.
But it's like a not cave.
Yeah.
Just a rock overhang.
Yeah.
And so they decide to post up there. And the first night that it's like especially cold, Sebastian's like, oh my God, it's so cold. I can't function. And he's having a hard time. And Nina's like, this is nothing, my dude.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta come to friggin' Siberia.
Come to my lake.
Yeah. You gotta come and experience the chill of Russian winters.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, thank you.
No.
And so they keep like trading also with like different little towns around to try to get supplies.
And they're like stealing things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Smart.
I know.
But they're being smart about it. They like never trade in the same town twice.
Yeah.
And they don't steal a bunch. They're stealing clothes mostly.
Yeah.
Like off of drying lines.
Yeah. Trying to get warm, get layers. But eventually they decide to move on, or they're foraging one day, and they go further than they normally do because, you know, resources are running out as winter is approaching.
Yeah.
So they're having more trouble finding stuff.
Yeah. And they run into a little cabin. A suspicious little cabin on a lake.
Tucked into the woods, surrounded by forest, and Seb's like, we gotta go. And he's like, no, dude, like this is... If there's somebody there as, like, a pleasure house, she calls it, I'm assuming, like, vacation home.
Yeah.
Then, you know, they either have enough money to, like, hide out, so they're probably war criminals, or
they're on the side of the war criminals.
Yeah, we don't know what's happening with that.
Yeah.
And we don't want to get mixed up with the wrong people.
But he just wants to check it out.
Yeah.
He's like, there's probably things outside that we can steal.
Yeah, perhaps.
So let's go, Nina. And he persuades her.
He does. And she's like, oh, fine. And so they go and start, like, peeking through windows, and it's, like, all closed up, and they are going around the back of the house, and all of a sudden there's a woman behind them that's like, hello. And Nina is like, how
did I not hear her?
She was silent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nina's like, what the goddamn hell?
Spooky. How is she so sneaky?
She's real sneaky. This bitch, though.
I know.
Come on.
Come on. But she invites them in. She's
Yeah.
like, let me feed you.
Yeah.
You guys look starving.
Yeah. And Nina's like, I'm not going inside.
Yeah.
And she speaks English, as does Seb, so he's like talking to her and translating.
Yeah.
And so she brings him out some like stew or something. And Nina is hesitant to take it.
Yeah, she's still like,
Yeah.
But the lady like eats it or takes a sip first.
And is like,
see, it's not poison.
It's not poison, it's fine.
Just eat it.
Yeah, just do it. And
It's
she
like-
seems all lovely and sweet and kind. But also Nina's like, no, bad vibes.
Yeah, and Nina's like, any normal, sane person wouldn't be just like not afraid of two haggard-looking people coming onto their property.
Coming out of the woods.
Especially a woman alone.
Right. Yeah. So she's either dangerous or like holy or whatever she said. And she's like, I don't imagine it's that one.
Yeah.
And so Nina's like, yeah, thanks for the food, whatever, we gotta go.
Yeah.
And then Seb has another conversation with this mysterious woman. And says, she's invited us to stay for the night. We can sleep in the kitchen. She'll set us up beds by the fire.
He's
It'll
like,
be
come
great.
on, Nina, we'll have a roof over our head and be warm.
And she's like, no, fuck that, bud.
Yeah.
This is a terrible idea, Sebastian.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, it's going to be really good. And
let's just freaking do it, Nina.
Yeah, he's like, you have to believe that there's like some good in all of this war and situation, and can't assume that everyone's out to get you. And she's like, that's really naive and stupid, but whatever.
Yeah.
You do you. I'm not staying.
I'm going back to camp.
So he stays, she goes.
Yep.
And as she's leaving, she's like on the way back to their camp, and she's like,
she's got a bad gut feeling.
She does.
Always follow your gut. Well, and I think this is when she's like thinking about, oh, this lady, any normal sane person would be afraid of us coming out of the woods looking like we do.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she's either a bad guy or a saint, I think is what she said.
Oh.
She's like, I don't think that's
the
case. So she decides to go back.
Yep. And I think we should
try to get Seb.
Yeah, I think we should stop it there.
Okay.
Because later on that story comes to light.
Okay.
As we get further, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We can tell that whole unfolding.
Yeah.
But she does head back.
She does.
To the cabin.
Yeah.
And then what happens? Nobody knows. Dun dun dun.
Dun,
Are you tickling
dun.
my thigh?
No, I was just
poking. It's like Goose tickling you. Okay.
All right, so then we gotta talk about Ian.
Ian? All right.
Yeah.
Sure. Let's talk about Ian. So
Ian and Tony and Nina, I guess, have found a list of people who are...
They're from Kolb's Records.
Yeah, they're
Kolb
from
being the, like, German man who works at the McBride shop.
Yeah, so it's people that he's, like, helped come over from Germany.
Yeah.
Who could they be?
Who?
So, and they have, like, businesses listed as, like, where they work or whatever.
Yeah.
Or who is sponsoring them or something.
Yeah.
And so Ian and Nina and Tony are gonna go. Well, I don't think Tony doesn't go with them, does he?
Tony doesn't go with, but they call everybody on the list,
and
find that 7 of them go to like private residences instead of businesses,
and the businesses don't exist.
Yeah, so clearly there's something fishy about them.
So Ian and Nina are gonna go investigate and see if any of them are or are hiding the Huntress.
Yeah. And Ian's like, oh my God, what if we go to her doorstep? And he's getting like excited about the idea.
Yeah.
And they're like in different states. So they have to,
they gotta drive a lot.
Drive and trains, they gotta go.
I think the only train they take is the last one.
To Florida. That was a long journey. But yeah, their whole ploy is they drive to the house that's listed and
knock on the door, and they're like, we're thinking about moving to the neighborhood.
Well, Nina like goes a little further down. She doesn't want to be recognized in case it is the Huntress.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ian goes up. It's like, it's a nice neighborhood. Can you tell me about it?
Yeah. Me and my wife over there hiding behind the newspaper. I mean, not hiding. She's just reading it.
She's definitely also taking pictures, but it's just to see the neighborhood. Don't worry about it. So tell us about it and like how long you've been here.
Yeah.
And I would like to know what your like wife thinks about it and stuff, just to pull the woman out of the house.
Yeah.
And he can kind of tell, from their accents and stuff that they're certainly German people.
Mm-hmm.
And the first one, the wife comes out, and he like looks out to Nina, and they have a sign. Like she folds up her newspaper and walks away or does something.
She comes up to the door to talk to them,
And
because she wouldn't do that if it was the Huntress.
She wouldn't be recognized.
Yeah.
And that's the signal that, it's not her.
Yeah, but Nina's got a friggin' Kodak that she's taking pictures of these people with, so that when they find the Huntress, they can hunt these people down and...
Yeah. After they're done with the good old hunty.
Yeah.
They can get them.
Get them.
Get them. Do some more Nazi criminal hunting, but in the United States.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they have a list to pull from now.
They sure
That's convenient.
do.
Thanks,
I know, right?
Colby.
Way to go,
Colbson. Yeah! And they keep doing that,
Yep.
They keep doing that, and none of them turn up anything.
Yeah, they go to, like, 6 of the 7, and none of them are them.
Yeah.
And then on the last one, they're like, this is our last chance.
We gotta do it.
That's not...
No
luck.
Yeah. And otherwise, in the time that they are spending together and not on the road, they come back, and Ian's been giving Ruth lessons on the violin because Annalise is out of town.
Oh, yeah.
She's shopping out of town. So he's like teaching her stuff on the violin, and Ruth seems to be picking up really well.
Yeah.
And he's enjoying like talking to Jordan too, because she recognized his name as a journalist. And so he like tells her stories.
Yeah.
And
they like spend time together after every lesson, drinking tea and just chatting.
Yeah, just hanging out. And Ian is also absolutely falling for Nina.
Oh, for sure.
100%.
And they're banging now.
Yeah,
constantly.
All the time. They're just banging it out.
Yeah.
And Tony's like, you do realize, like, you love her.
That you're in love with your wife?
And he's like, no. But then he starts to realize that it certainly is true.
Yeah, he's like, damn it, Tony.
Shoot. And the more that they, like, talk on the road and stuff, she tells him about Yelena. And, like, because I think he asks her to stay on the team. Like, you obviously love this. Stay with us. Work with us. We're both hunters. You want to be doing this.
Yeah.
And maybe we can, like, stay married, It's okay. And she's like, no, I don't love. Like, I'm never going to again.
Yeah.
And he pulls the story about Yelena out of her.
Yeah, and she tells him that that's why she doesn't want to be a part of the team either. She's like, every time I'm a part of a team, it fails.
Yeah.
Everyone dies.
Yeah.
People die.
I know. She did tell him that she was able to contact the commander of her night witches.
Yeah, she like wrote a letter.
Yeah.
With hints that it was her.
Yeah. And learned that her navigator, Gala, had passed. She died in the war, but Yelena had survived and like got a bunch of awards and stuff and moved and was doing okay.
Yeah.
And he's like, you ever gonna like talk to her? She's like, no, I think,
can't do that.
She's moved on and it's not safe. And
well, and they wouldn't have been compatible outside.
No, with the babies.
Yelena didn't want the same things that Nina wants.
Yeah, she even, like, speculated that Yelena was with her navigator who had kids and was, like, a widow.
Yeah.
She's like, so maybe they're together and she's taking care of her babies and, like, is living out the dream that she wanted, and I just don't want to come back and, like, intrude in all of that.
Yeah.
Plus, like, that's a lot. It's a lot of, like, passed on.
Absolutely, yeah.
It'd be hard, but she's still pining, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poor Nina.
I know. Poor Nina.
I love Nina.
I do too. But they learn a lot about each other, and Ian's like, I have to get her to stay.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what, I gotta get her to stay. I don't want her to go.
Yeah.
Boo! And is that where we get?
I feel like...
So they, like, stop home and do those things, and then go to the 7th one, and while they're gone.
Oh, yeah. So, that's...
Yeah.
Skirt! All right.
We're flying,
Let's
dude.
go. We're gonna talk about Jordan now.
Yeah. So we enter with her and Tony at a photo shoot. She's
photographing.
Thank you.
The dancers.
Photography. Dancers.
Yeah, at a ballet studio.
Yeah.
And Tony is assisting her.
Yeah, and she's like, man, he's a good assistant. Not only is he, like, really good at getting me film and stuff, but he's schmoozing the hell out of the dance instructor.
Yeah.
To, like, allow me to stay longer.
Yeah, and he's, wow. She's like, he's not distracting me like Garrett would. Like,
yeah.
Stopping me to ask for kisses and being annoying.
Annoying as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is great. I love that.
I love them.
I know, me too. And
So.
she asks Tony, they like start learning about each other more too.
Mhm.
And he tells her that he was an interpreter in the war and his family is from like every nationality.
Yeah,
Like,
he knows all of the languages.
yeah. And he's like, I grew up with like an Hungarian parent and a
Mhm.
Polish one, and like lists off all these grandparents' nationalities. He's like,
Yeah.
so I learned like 5 languages when I was a kid. And she's
Yeah.
like, what the heck, dude? God dang.
It's the best time to learn a freaking language.
Yeah, when your brain is pliable,
Mhm.
pick it up easy. And she's starting to like him.
Mhm.
And they keep talking about how it's like a summer fling.
Yeah.
And then she's like, but maybe we can extend it.
Yeah, maybe we
into the
can
fall.
rework the terms of our agreement and
Yeah.
have
And
a fall fling.
Yeah, he's like, I think she's like, our agreement was summer. And Tony's like, well, we can always adjust the terms.
Yeah.
It's fine. And she's like, I'll be in New York. And he's like, it's not that far. And I've
Yeah.
got relatives. There's plenty of reason to visit.
And you're going to be coming back to visit Ruth.
Yeah, you know, we'll see each other. It's
We'll
fine,
see.
baby. I love you, baby.
Come on, baby.
And at this point, all they've done is like make out a whole bunch.
Yeah.
But one day, she takes him down to her dark room.
Yeah, she does.
And is like developing photos.
Yeah. And she's like, this is a huge step. Like, I've never had anyone besides family or really close friends down here.
Yeah.
Baby.
And the whole time he's like watching her develop. She's like, this
Yeah.
is going to be really boring. He's like, no, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And he's all like, look at you. And of course, then they bang it out in the dark room.
Just me.
Get it out. We can take a second. It's really stuck in there.
I don't think it's gonna come.
What the dang heck?
It's gone. Sorry.
Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway.
So, of course, they bang it out in the dark room.
They sure freaking do.
And then they just start banging.
Yeah.
They're doing that now.
Where is Ruth during all this while they're banging?
There's a neighbor, Mrs. Dunn or something.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, that she goes to during the day
Mhm.
while freaking Jordan's doing stuff.
Yeah.
Like an adult, I
Yeah.
guess. But, yeah. Then Jordan starts getting suspicious of Anna again. And I don't remember why. She was thinking about maybe Anna's, like, push for her to leave.
Oh, yeah.
And she's, like, wondering what that's all about.
She feels like Anna's trying to get rid of her.
Yeah. And she's kind of, like, suspicious thinking about that.
Yeah. Well, and I feel like she's just, like, stewing in that the whole time Anna's gone.
Yeah. And wondering about her past and Ruth and
Mhm.
stuff. And I don't know if it's when Anna gets back or that she starts... Okay, sidebar.
Yeah.
Because I know that... Does Anna get back, like, right before Jordan figures it out? Or is she back for a little while? Like, she shows up in the shop a week early, actually. I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh, I got there. I'm ready.
Okay.
Anna, yeah, actually, okay? I
Yeah,
got it.
okay,
It came to
yeah.
my brain.
Okay.
Anna gets back a week early from her trip that
Yeah.
she said she was on to buy a bunch of crap.
Yeah.
And she comes into the shop and she's like, I didn't have any luck. I'm not nearly as good at this as your dad.
Yeah, she didn't buy a single thing in
Yeah.
the month that she was gone. She was
Yeah.
gone 2 months, wasn't she?
Yeah, a long time.
Yeah.
And I think that when Jordan entered the shop, she saw Kolb and Anna in an
Oh,
argument.
yeah, they were arguing, and Anna was, like, telling Cole to calm down.
Yeah.
Go home and relax.
Yeah. All is well.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
She's,
But she was
like,
obviously
speaking in
pissed.
code.
Yeah. And you could also tell that Kolb was, like, afraid of her.
Yeah.
And before Kolb ran to the back, he said something about, like, so much money. Like, I, have done so much for her.
Yeah.
He alludes to the fact that he's gotten a bunch of money for her.
Yeah.
And Jordan's like, that's weird.
Suspicious.
And why is he so afraid
Why
of
is
her?
he so afraid of her?
Yeah, what's
He,
going
like,
on?
was terrified of her.
Yeah, and then she starts thinking about how before her dad passed, he came in asking about Kolb and how, like, does he bring any Germans here?
Yeah.
What is he doing in the back? And she's like, just specialists. But she starts piecing all these things together. Like, what's actually going on?
And why is she trying to get rid of me?
Yeah, what the hell?
Yeah.
And so she decides to go to the bank because she's been handling their, like, accounting for a long time.
Yeah.
And so she knows all of the money that the business has.
Yeah.
In theory.
Yeah.
And so she's like, okay, all of this money, what is he talking about? Like,
Yeah, where is this money?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What money? Anna?
Yeah.
So she goes to the bank.
Yeah, and she's real friendly with the bank teller.
Yeah.
She, like, waits specifically for a lady that's worked there for a long time.
And, like, knows her. And,
yeah.
Yeah. And she hopes wouldn't ask questions or, like, say anything.
Yeah.
And she asks about, like, the balances in all the accounts.
Yeah.
And she's
if there's been any withdrawals.
And she's like, no. And she's like, okay, but what about, my stepmom?
Maybe my stepmom? I forgot to write something in the checkbook and I just can't figure it out.
Yeah. Can you tell me, like, what's up with that one? I know Anna has an account. And
the
she
tells
tells
her that it was drained.
It was drained.
She's
and she
like,
gives her,
she
like,
pulled all that money.
Yeah.
It was an insurance settlement.
Yeah. Or, like, yeah, whatever. That's what maybe the bank says that, or maybe it's Anna who tells her. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, the account was drained, and it was one that Jordan doesn't know about.
Yeah.
And it was, like, a substantial amount of money.
Yeah.
And, the teller, like, told her that, like, the amount it was, too. And I'm like, dang, girl, you're giving away secrets.
Yeah.
But Jordan's like, what the fuck?
Weird. Suspicious.
Suspicious as heckles.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah.
But now Anna's back. Jordan's figured out some weird shit, so she's now on her I'm suspicious as hell of her again, and, like, looks back at all the pictures she's taken and is thinking about how she had this gut feeling before.
Yeah.
And let it die, and she loves Anna and can't possibly imagine any of that.
Mm-hmm.
And she really wants to talk to somebody about it.
Yeah. So she decides to go try to talk to Tony.
Try to talk to Tony. And she goes to their apartment. And
there's no one there.
No one's there.
But the door's open.
Yeah.
So she just goes in.
Yeah. Yeah, no one's there.
Yeah.
And she's like, he won't mind. I'll just, like, hang out until he gets back.
Yeah.
And starts noticing all the shit on their table, which is all of, like, the ledgers from her shop.
From Kolb. Yeah. And she's like, that's my handwriting.
Yeah. Or, like,
on some of the things.
Yeah. And Ian's handwriting, Tony's, like, I can tell. And so she starts reading through it.
Yeah.
And learns all of fucking... Okay. She sees a picture. The picture that Nina grabbed out of Lorelai's mom's house.
Yeah.
Lorelai being the Huntress.
Yeah.
Where...
And she's like,
She looks at it.
That looks an awful lot like Anna.
She's like, that's an interesting... She looks a lot like younger and chubbier face, but those eyes.
The eyes.
I would recognize those eyes.
Anywhere. And she compares it to the picture that she took the night...
The first picture.
The infamous first picture.
Where she's dishwashing, and she's like,
got the eyes.
She looks evil as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
then she starts looking at all the other stuff.
Yeah.
And learns all about the Huntress.
Learns all about the 6 children that she murdered. Learns all about the Polish prisoners that she hunted in the woods.
Yeah.
Learns all about everything. And she's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
And decides that she can't have the picture she took on her anymore, so she leaves it on their table with a note that says, Lorelai Voigt is Anna McBride.
Yeah.
And dips.
Bye. She has to go get Ruth.
Guys! It was Anna all along!
It was freaking Anna.
Oh my God.
And she was right under their freaking noses, dude.
Yeah!
That's the craziest part about this whole thing
to
me, is that she was there the entire time.
I know.
Nina had just seen her one time.
Nina just needed to catch a glimpse.
Yeah.
And that Nina later on mentions, like, you should have brought me with you, or, like, brought me to the shop or something. But meanwhile, while she's searching through all their shit, Tony is going to pick up Ian and
Nina from the train station, because they're coming back from Florida.
Yeah. And they head back to the apartment, not thinking anything of it.
Yeah.
And they get there, notice their shit's been, like, thrown off the table.
Yeah.
And see the picture that
And
says,
the note.
Lorelai's Anna.
Yeah, and they're like, oh shit, we gotta go now.
And Tony's like, we should have brought her in. I told you. Like, what's going to happen? And Ian's like, she had to have gone back for Ruth.
Yeah.
So they start heading to the house.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
Jordan's there.
She gets at the house.
Well, she gets home.
Yeah.
After having been sobbing for the last however long.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm not going to try to hide it. I'm going to say that Tony broke my heart. I'm so sad and I want ice cream. I'm so sad. And she gets there and Anna's like, oh, honey, what's going on?
What did he do to break your heart?
And she's like, don't worry about it. She's like, I need to take Ruth to get ice cream.
Yeah. I need to go now.
Yeah. And Anna's like, okay, yeah, I'll tell her.
She's in the bath, but I'll tell her to hurry.
Yeah, it shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah.
You need a little pick-me-up. And she's like, okay. So as Ruth is, like, getting dried off and dressed and stuff,
Jordan goes down to her dark room.
Yep.
I don't remember why.
She's just going down there to, I don't know, take a breath. She's, like, overwhelmed. And I'm sure she tells, Anna she has something to do real quick.
Yeah.
And she's sitting there, like, trying to compose herself.
Uh-huh.
And then all of a sudden...
freaking Anna
is at the top of the stairs.
Oh, my God.
Silent.
Yeah.
When this happened, I was like, oh, fuck.
Jordan turns around and she's like, oh, God.
When did you get there?
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, she's silent like she was the night with Nina.
Yeah, dude.
And she's like, oh, shit. And Anna comes down and is like, Jordan's like, you haven't been down here in a long time. Trying to play it cool, keeping a smile on. And Anna's like, I'd like to go with you to ice cream now that I think about it.
Yeah.
And Jordan's like, oh, no. Like, I'll bring you up. I can't.
I'll bring you back.
And then she's like, no, it'd melt. Yeah, sure, come with me.
Yeah.
And thinks about how she's going to sneak Ruth out while they're out somehow. Yeah. But then, Sarah, what happened?
Well, she friggin' locks her down there. Well, Anna's got a freaking gun.
Well, Anna says, she found out that Jordan found out about the bank account. The teller told Anna.
The teller told Anna.
The teller told Anna. Dude.
What a bitch. God.
And she was the one that Jordan specifically went to in hopes so that it wouldn't get back to anybody.
Yeah.
And so Anna's like, you need to tell me the truth about everything you know.
Right now.
And what the fuck's going on. And she pulls out a little pistol.
Yeah.
And she's pointing it at Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
And Jordan's like,
oh shit, I'm fucked.
She's like, well, there are some Englishmen
hunting you.
Huntress. And they're going to get you. You're not going to get away.
Yeah.
Huntress. And you killed 6 children. And you killed Ruth's mom.
And did you kill my dad? Did you have something to do with that?
And Anna goes silent. She doesn't say a goddamn thing.
Yeah.
Of course she killed her dad.
Of course.
She doesn't, confirm it verbally, but absolutely.
For sure.
Come on.
I knew it.
Dude! That interaction was nuts.
Yeah.
It was tense. And
well,
scary.
yeah. And then Anna just freaking locks her down there.
Yeah. She's like, I gotta leave. I'm going.
Yeah.
Good luck.
I'm going.
I'm doing it.
Bye.
Goes upstairs, locks Jordan in there.
Bye.
Okay, bye. I'm sure there were no peace signs. She had a gun trained on her the whole time.
You're right.
But maybe. And,
I was being Anna. Okay, bye.
She's got a gun. I guess you can
You
peace
can
and
peace
gun.
and gun.
Those are very contradictory things.
Unless she's holding a gun the correct way.
Oh. What? Sorry, YouTube people.
You can't peace sign while you do that.
YouTube people will see my idiocy. Anyway.
Oh my goodness.
Jordan gets locked down.
Yeah.
So then, Ian and Tony and Nina are on their way to the house.
They are. They're on their freaking way.
We gotta go help.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah.
And when they get there, they find Jordan in the dark room and let her out.
Yeah.
And they all find that Annalise took absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
When she left, except for Ruth. And none of Ruth's shit.
Yeah.
And they're like...
Oh, and doesn't doesn't Anna tell Jordan as she's leaving that she's taking Ruth and that if Jordan tries to follow her, she will kill Ruth?
Yeah.
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 Dude.
Yeah. And it's like,
dude,
I'm not dying again or running again. Like, this is the
last time.
And
don't follow me.
Don't follow me. I will take Ruth out.
Yeah.
Like, we'll both go out together. I'll take us both out if we're found again.
Yeah.
And Jordan's like, oh, fuck. And so, yeah, they left.
Yeah.
She's been gone for probably like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And they're like, where in the fuck could she have gone? She, like, obviously, the time that she was away buying stuff, in quotation marks,
was planning
something. Like, creating a little safe space for her that she could go to and have all her supplies and be ready to run.
Where could it friggin' be?
Where could it be? And they're like, you know, trying to speculate. And Jordan's like, maybe our cabin that's in the woods and very, very similar to the Huntress's cabin in frickin' Poznan or whatever.
Yeah. Lake frickin' Selkie.
Yes. And she's like, yeah. She says more to, like, confirm that it's there.
Yeah, they deduce it somehow.
Yeah, they get to the conclusion that that she's certainly hiding at the cabin.
Yeah, and they're like, how the fuck are we gonna catch her?
Yeah, it's like a 4-hour drive or something. She's an hour and a half.
And she's ahead of us.
You know she's not gonna stay there long because she has to assume Jordan will figure it out.
Yeah.
And Nina's like, I got an idea, babies.
Yeah, you think Garrett will let us borrow a plane?
Yeah.
We'll lock him in a closet if he doesn't.
Yeah. And while they're all, like, racing to get there, or maybe this is when Ian, Tony, and Nina are on the car on the way to the McBrides. Ian's like, you have to tell us what happened. Like, you have to let us know what happened the night Seb died.
Oh, yeah.
And Nina's like, because she's this whole time been like, that's my story.
Yeah.
You know, I don't need to share all of that. But she tells them. And then it flashes to Nina in the past. And we can tell that story now.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. Because they're trying to decide, like, what to do about Anna once they get to the cabin.
Yeah.
So they need to, like, figure out what's going to work against her.
Yeah.
And, like, make her uncomfortable and whatever.
Yeah.
So Nina tells them.
She does. So she's on her way back to try to convince Seb to come with her.
Yeah.
And she's sneaking onto the property.
Yep.
And she sees them come out.
Yep.
Light some cigarettes.
Uh-huh.
And they're just chatting.
And they go down on the dock.
They do.
Over the lake.
Yeah.
And she's watching it all unfold.
Yeah.
And she's thinking, like, maybe I should just go and join them and be like, I changed my mind. It doesn't seem that scary.
Yeah.
You know, nothing seems to be happening. And as she's thinking that and gets to the end of the dock, like, before getting onto it.
Yeah. Anna flicks her cigarette out into the lake and pulls out a friggin' pistol.
Yeah. And shoots Seb.
She just shoots him.
In the back of the head.
For no fucking reason.
For no fucking reason.
He's just standing there enjoying a cigarette, dude.
I know.
God.
And Nina's like, had I not been on, like, a wobbly wood dock, she wouldn't have heard me coming. But because I was, like, racing down. So they're both silent. They're weird little, like, silent creatures.
They're like cougars.
Cougars. They're like younger men. But she runs down to the end of the dock and, like, tries to slit freaking Anna's throat.
Yeah.
Well, Lorelai, the Huntress's. And only gets, like, a nick on the neck.
Yeah. And she, like, goes flying into the water, doesn't she?
Well, she, like, runs too far past, so she can't reach her with her knife anymore.
Yeah.
And she has her at point blank range with the gun.
Yeah,
like,
so
there's
Nina
no
jumps
chance.
in.
So she jumps into the water, and the Huntress starts...
Anna's trying to shoot her.
Yeah, she's shooting into the water. She's like, come out! Like, being creepy as fuck.
Yeah, dude, I imagine her like, come out.
Where are
you?
Yeah. I'm gonna get you.
Gives me the heaves.
I know. And, of course, Nina's been terrified of lakes forever since her dad tried to drown her in one.
Yeah, dude.
And she's like, it's frozen. My limbs aren't working. And she's panicking at first.
Yeah.
And then she's like, I can't be afraid right now. Like, I need to hold it together.
If I panic, I'm gonna die.
Yeah, I'm gonna be taken out of the lake and frozen.
Yeah.
Or get shot, one or the other.
Yeah.
So she decides to go under and swim under the dock.
Mm-hmm.
And she's just, like, holding on to the pilings under Anna's feet.
Yeah.
As Anna's, like, searching the water.
Yeah.
Holding her bleeding neck. Like, where are you?
And she's like, all Anna would have to do is, like, literally just pew, and she'd be dead.
Yeah. Pew. Can you imagine how tense of an experience that would be?
No.
And
that's like the stuff of nightmares. Literally.
I know. It's a horror movie.
It's one of my irrational fears is getting shot.
And drowning.
And drowning, yeah.
It's a bad combo. But Nina waits it out. She's under the dock, waiting it out.
Uh-huh.
And eventually Anna goes back to the house.
Yeah.
And Nina's
like, she's smart, though. And she might have, like, left the dock and is just standing there waiting for me to come out. So she
she's scared.
stays.
And she stays a little while.
She stays in the freezing cold water for like quite a few minutes.
Yeah.
Just waiting.
She's like, I don't know if it's been 10 minutes or 10 hours. Like, it feels like forever. And she finally pulls herself up onto the dock. Anna's not anywhere in sight, but she knows that Anna has to have friends who are going to come help her.
Yeah.
She's probably patching up her neck. And so she, like, strips Seb's body of his clothes because she's frozen and her freaking clothes are wet.
Seb's still warm.
Yeah, and she takes his clothes and decides to leave.
Yeah.
And, like, goes
she,
to
like,
the
feels
camp.
terrible, too, that she doesn't have time to bury him or take his body or anything.
And she feels like she failed him because she didn't stop him from staying or didn't stay with him. She's like, I should have stayed with him because she wouldn't have gotten the jump on me then. Like, I would have been able to fight her at that point.
Yeah.
And do something. So she's all sad.
Yeah.
And leaves.
Yeah.
Goes back to her camp.
It's terrible, dude.
I know.
God.
I know. And so, that's when she ends up in the hospital and Ian finds her.
Yeah.
But, holy shit.
Well, yeah, because she got pneumonia.
Yeah.
And, like...
And that's when the war ended, too.
Going through...
Yeah, Polish people found her because the war ended and have been taking care of her.
Yeah.
And I think ended up in the UK or something.
Yeah.
Or Poland. I don't know. Don't remember.
Poland.
Ian's there.
Ian married her so that she could get to the UK.
Why was he in Poland? I don't know if it matters.
Because he was looking for Seb, maybe?
Maybe. But yeah, that's crazy. And so she spills her guts, tells all this story.
She's like, it's my freaking fault that he's dead.
Yeah.
She's been carrying that the whole time, dude.
I know.
My God.
Yeah. But they deduce that Anna's biggest fear is Nina.
Yeah.
And they're like, we are going to use her against you. Use you against her. And also Jordan. Like, you two both, because Jordan, like, knows how to stall her and make her feel some type of way.
Yeah.
Because they've had a mother-daughter relationship for fucking 5-6 years.
Yeah, dude.
They know each other well. They've been leaning on each other since Dad's death.
Yeah.
But, anyway.
Can you imagine?
No.
Finding out your mother is a friggin' Nazi?
Criminal. Who's still doing criminal things.
Yeah, dude.
And also, like, threatened to murder you.
And killed your dad?
Yeah. God! It's too much.
It is.
But they're like, however, are we going to freaking catch up with them?
Yeah.
So they go to the airfield.
They do, and they're like, hey, Garrett, can we borrow a plane?
Baby.
And he's like, I can't just let you borrow a plane.
And she's like, dude, everything that I suspected about Anna years ago is true. And Garrett's like,
got Ruth.
Oh, shit. Yeah. And he's like, all right, I guess. But he's also flown with Nina.
But first, I think Ian is like, all right, tie him up.
Yeah. Put him in a closet. Yeah. We gotta get out of here. And they have to, like, double up in each cockpit, because there's two. There's, like, the pilots and the passenger cockpit.
Yeah, the navigator.
And so Ian's behind Nina, and he's afraid of heights because of the parachute incident. And he's, like, terrified.
Yep.
But also, like, ogling and impressed by her flying.
Yeah.
And she gets them out to the wooded area that the cabin is and finds a clearing and cuts the engine and does her freaking night bomber tactics.
Yeah, dude.
Oh my God.
So Anna has no freaking idea because there was no engine.
Yeah.
To alert her.
Oh my God. This book is so good.
So good.
But they land.
Yeah.
Safe and sound. And they start going towards the cabin. And I think Nina's the first one to see it. And they're all standing there watching as Anna is packing up the trunk full of their shit, and Ruth is at the end of the dock crying, I think.
Yeah.
And they devise a plan real quick.
Yeah.
And what's their plan, dude?
Well, freaking
they all part ways.
Yeah, Tony's gonna go.
Tony sneaks into the back of the house.
Try to get he goes in the house?
Yeah, he goes in the back and comes out the front door. And has a shotgun.
Oh, you're right, yeah. Yeah.
Well, oh, no.
And, well, and Ian is it Tony whistling?
Ian is
whistling the, like, tune that he's been playing with Ruth.
Yeah. And
so she's like...
And she starts, like, running towards the tone or something. And Ian's with Jordan.
Yeah.
And that's when, as she's running towards, Tony comes out with a shotgun, grabs Ruth, throws her over his shoulder,
in the car,
puts her in the car,
and he, like, locks her in there with him.
He like opens the driver door to use it as a shield and has the shotgun aimed at Annalise and is like,
tells Ruth to get down.
Yeah. And she's sobbing and hysterical. Yeah. And Anna's like, what the fuck? What? Who are you?
Where did you come from?
And so Tony has the shotgun trained on her,
Yeah.
and Jordan and Ian start approaching.
Yeah.
And Jordan has her camera.
And she just starts snapping pictures of Anna.
Snapping pictures.
Because she knows that Anna hates her picture being taken.
Which will rub her the wrong way. So she's got to, like, catch her off guard. And Anna's like, I don't know who you guys are. You know, she has her little pistol trying to defend herself. And Ian, like, lays it all out. He's like, we've been hunting you.
Yeah.
We got you.
Got you, babe.
You only have two options. You can either be charged for Jordan's dad's death here, or you can go back to Austria and be charged for all of your heinous Nazi war crimes.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm not doing any of that. And he's like, yes, you damn well are. And then what happens?
Is this when she points the gun at herself?
Oh, yeah.
Or does she go out on the dock first?
I think she's been, I mean, she's like backing up onto the dock.
Jordan's like backed her onto the dock with the camera.
And Ian, both of them are like coming towards her. And Ian's like, you're out of luck, dude. We got you.
You don't have anywhere to go.
Got you good. We know about all your crimes.
Yeah, she freaking threatens to kill herself.
Yeah.
She's like, well,
I'll take care of it for you then. I don't want to be charged.
I'm not running anymore, but I'm not going to be charged either.
Yeah. And during this, like, while Jordan and Ian are approaching her, Tony's, like, firing off warning shots.
Yeah.
And then it flashes to Nina. And she is, like, somewhere...
I
know! She's, like, somewhere down the shore.
Yeah.
And she strips down.
Takes all her clothes off. Except for, like, her slip. Yeah.
Gets in the water and swims silently to the dock.
Before she gets in the water, though, she, like, cuts the inside of her mouth.
Oh, yeah.
So she's got blood.
Streaming down. And because Anna's nightmare is that Nina, Rusalka, came out from the lake dripping blood, hair everywhere, looks mangled, and so they make that nightmare real!
Oh, my God. I just imagine Nina hopping out of the water and landing on all fours, like
lake monster.
Yeah, dude.
And so as she's like putting the gun to her own head, Nina comes out of the water in this like hunched position, looks all creepy. Jordan's like, and then she comes around, like Anna sees her and is horrified.
Yeah.
Absolutely terrified to her core. I think Nina,
I would be.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Where'd you come from? I have a lot of questions. Are you actually a Rusalka? But
are you okay? Yeah. Do you need help?
But she's horrified, like completely frozen in fear.
Yeah.
And Nina gets a slice on her arm or something, like, but she tackles her, comes down on top of Anna.
Yeah.
And is like, I'm not going to kill you because you need to be, like, tried.
Yeah. That would be it would be too easy for you.
Yeah, that's an easy punishment. Yeah. That's not going to happen. And Nina gets up and stands by Ian, and Anna, like, scoots back and is, like, sobbing against Jordan's legs. Yeah. And Jordan's like, shh, shh, shh.
Yeah.
So which option are you going to pick, bitch? Like, you going, you leaving, or are you going to get charged for my dad's death? And she decides to go back to Austria.
She does, yeah.
Yeah.
Jordan is, like, struggling this whole time, too, because she, like, looks at Anna and she's like, fuck, I love you.
Yeah.
Like, you've been my mom.
Yeah. But you're also horrendous.
But you're horrendous. You killed children and my father, and you're a Nazi.
There's a lot of problems here. Yeah. You threatened to kill me.
Yeah, dude.
And your daughter. That isn't your daughter. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
So... they all are like, woohoo! We did it!
Celebration!
Yay! And they, like, tie Anna up, and they plan to take a boat back across the ocean to get him back. And Jordan's like, you have to watch her the entire time. You don't know what she's capable of.
Hang on.
What?
They have to get back, off of Lake...
Oh, my God!
I'm struggling today. They have to leave Lake Selkie and, like, get the plane back.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And so, Tony and Ian are gonna take the car
with Anna.
And Jordan and Ruth are going with Nina. And, Nina's like, oh, good, it'll be nice to, like, fly with another sestra. And I was like...
Oh, that's so sweet. I know.
Anyways, and I wanted to mention that just because
it's very sweet. And Jordan wanted to take Ruth in the plane because she's like, I'm not trying to put Ruth with Anna.
In the backseat with Anna.
That's not happening. And Ruth, of course, is like shocked. And but they all make it back and they like end up getting I don't know, they stay in a hotel with her bound up and locked in a room for a while. And then
put her in the closet.
yeah. And Jordan's kind of like crushingly overwhelmed by this newfound responsibility because now she has the shop that she has to take care of. She has Ruth that she has to take care of. Like
She
it's
has
all
the dog.
on her shoulders.
They have a dog.
Yeah, the house.
Yeah.
She's like, I can't go to New York. I can't work on my photography anymore. It's
Yeah.
just not possible. And she like says solemn goodbyes to everybody and plans on going and flying out for the trial once it happens.
Yeah.
But Ian and Tony and Nina all take Anna to the boat place. The boat dock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The boat.
The boat.
The water.
The water. And Jordan thinks like I may never see them again.
Yeah, and she's kind of bummed.
Yeah, and she's trying to figure it out and take care of Ruth. And then Tony shows up.
Yeah.
He didn't go with them.
He didn't go.
He's like,
I'm staying, baby.
I'm
For you, I
staying,
love you.
Boo-boo. We all decided that there's enough for you. Like, we don't want you to have to take care of the aftermath here by yourself. So I'm staying to help you with it. And mostly because he wants to be with her.
Well, and he's like, and I have work I can do here, too. Like, you know, we're still going to hunt down these other people. And so there's things for me to do.
Yeah, and I also have to be in contact with the press out here to freaking publish Ian's story about Anna.
Yeah.
And so he stays.
Yeah.
And he's going to help her with Ruth. And they decide to carry on the relationship and be cuties.
Aww.
And on the boat.
Meanwhile, on the boat. Tony. No, Ian. God,
Which one?
I cannot keep those two straight. Ian and Nina are talking.
Yeah.
Chatting about their relationship and the team. And Nina's like, I think I want to stay a part of the team.
Yeah, he's like, she asks him what he's going to do after all this. And he's like, I'm going to go back to Boston and, you know, there's 7 criminals. I'm going to get them.
And she's like, well, shit, I'll do that with you.
Yeah.
And I guess we could, like, stay married for another year and see how it goes.
Just a year.
But only a year.
Yeah. And then she does, like, think to herself, though, too, that she has similar feelings, like, in her gut as she did with Yelena.
Yeah.
And, like, it's butterflies, honey.
Yeah, I know.
You
like,
love it.
You like it.
But, which is so sweet. I'm excited
Yeah.
about that for them.
Me
And
too.
for Tony and Jordan.
Yeah.
And Ian ends up writing this whole fucking, he like dusts off his journalism self and writes a whole like series of articles about Anna because his criminal or his law enforcement friend was like, you know, we'll be lucky to get her charged. And even if she is, she'll probably get let go in a couple years.
Yeah, he's like, no, the war's over now and no one likes to like charge a Nazi anymore.
Yeah. And he's like, well, not if she's famous enough. So he sends a bunch of articles over to Tony, who then spreads them like wildfire in the United States. So she gets very popular, and it gets like taken off everywhere. And there's a whole series of them.
Yep.
So she gets charged.
She does. It takes like 6 years.
Yeah, but she's in prison the whole time, so fuck that bitch. Yeah. Dude!
Freaking crazy, dude. This book was so good.
It was so good! I loved it.
So good.
Yeah.
What'd you rate it, Danielle?
I give it a 5-star, girl.
Heck yeah.
I give it a 5-star. Do you want me to tell you my review, or do you want to also tell me what you rated it?
Well, I rated it 5 stars.
Oh, shit.
Okay, now give me your review.
Okay. Well, I love the conversation it brought up between us.
Yeah.
And I felt like there was enough undercurrent of like mystery that you weren't quite sure what was going on the whole time.
Yeah.
I love the jumping characters and the jumping timelines. I love the characters, period. Like, all of them were so wonderful and so fun to get to know.
Yeah.
Especially Nina. I want like a Nina book. I want like a Nina and Night Witches book also.
Me too.
In addition to this one.
Yeah.
The writing was phenomenal, I think.
Spectacular.
So good.
Yeah.
It was such good writing. And it just left you on the edge of your seat till the end, dude. Even though, like, you know, we sat here back and forth, like, there's no chance it isn't Anna. We were still like, but there is a small chance that it could not be.
Yeah.
And the content is already fascinating to me, the World War II side of things. Yeah. But I loved hearing about, like, the Night Witches. I feel like you don't generally hear about the women pilots, which were very much real. So you don't really, like, hear that much story about it when you think, you know, classes about World War II and stuff.
Yeah.
So I love the shining light on that. And it was just so good. It developed really well. I was hooked every time I read it. I really wanted to know what the freak happened. Writing was super good. I loved it.
I agree.
Tell me more.
With
Do you have
all of
anything
that.
else?
Honestly, no. You said everything. I love the like character development through the book, and I feel like the way it was told with the jumping timelines and jumping characters and how it all freaking tied together in the end just made it so fucking good.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Oh, it was so good.
I know.
I think this might be my favorite book I've read this year.
Oh my
So
gosh.
far. It was so good.
High claims. Yeah, no, it was very good. I do love how, because even in the beginning, George's timeline's like a few years earlier. So you're jumping back and forth between all these things and then they converge.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know, it paints such a good picture.
Yeah.
And such like a well-rounded story and character arc for all of them.
Yeah.
Like they each have their past laid out. It's not something that you have like this one character that you're supposed to find important, but you don't know enough about them to care.
Yeah.
Like you care about them all.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I honestly want more. I want another book for each character.
Yeah.
Give me more.
Give
but
me
especially
more.
Nina, I agree.
Yeah.
I would love to like learn more about the Night Witches and
Yeah. That's crazy. I loved reading Nina's chapters so much because it was just so fascinating.
Yeah.
And
she's such a like strong, powerful character.
And came from such a hard background that to end up where she was so impressive.
That character growth though.
Yes. It was so good, guys.
So good. If you haven't read it, you have to.
Yeah, we just spoiled everything for you. So what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
Come on.
You're right. Good point.
But if you have read it along with us as you should, what did you rate it? Because I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
And I want to read more World War II historical fictions.
I do too. I just downloaded. Listen, I know I told you earlier that I decided I don't like audiobooks anymore.
Yeah.
But I just downloaded the Tattooist of Auschwitz.
Okay.
On audiobook.
Interesting.
I don't know how I'll feel about listening to that kind of story on audiobook.
Yeah.
Though. I feel like it's a better
read it.
Immersive
Get inside that book.
Yeah. But we'll see.
Yeah. It was very, very good. Yeah. I loved it. I'm glad we did it.
I'm so glad we did it.
I'm
not one to like love historical fiction typically. I don't hate it, but this book was so fucking good.
I know. What are we missing out on by not reading historical fiction? I guess we're going to have to read another one soon.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But what else are you reading, Sarah, outside of podcast book?
Well, right now I am reading Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan.
Yeah, completely different genre.
Very, yeah. It's fine. No, it's pretty good. I'm actually really enjoying it for a romance.
Yeah, that's good.
And then I'm reading... I'm going to spoil one of your answers a little bit. With you, reading Kingdom of Copper by S.A. Chakraborty.
Yes. Yes, queen. It's really good.
And it's really good.
It's very much a heavy world build, so it's like chonky right now. I feel like we haven't gotten into the juice yet.
Chonky and chewy.
Yeah.
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 What are you reading, Danielle?
Well, I'm like about halfway through Fable by Adrian Young.
Okay.
Pirate Vibes. And I'm enjoying it. It's fast read. I didn't have much time to read this week, so it's been not much else.
Yeah.
But it's good. I'm loving it.
Good.
I like it. I think I'll enjoy it. It's so much compared to everything else I'm reading, though. It's very like surface level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the Huntress is so dense and chewy, as is freaking the Kingdom of Copper.
Yeah.
And they're both just so much like world building and character building, etc. Whereas this is just like easygoing, kind of.
Yeah.
I know that there's going to be some drama, but like we don't get 10-year backstories about everybody in the story.
Yeah.
So it's interesting, but I like it. I'm not mad.
Good.
I'm excited to get through it and see how I feel.
Good.
But yeah.
It's not gonna come.
Well, who the fuck needs to calm down?
Me.
You need to calm down?
I need to calm down.
Why?
Because I'm sad that this book is over.
That's fair, honestly.
Yeah.
It was a good one.
It was really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know who needs to calm down? Anna.
Obviously. Again, obviously.
Everyone else is fabulous, okay?
They're all fabulous.
Even Garrett. Like, he ended up not being a total dick after they broke up.
Yeah, he helped him out.
Yeah.
I feel like Colton.
I think he kind of had a crush on Nina. Was also intimidated by her.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. After they flew together the one time, he's like, "Can you teach me some stuff?"
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Colton could calm down.
Yeah, probably.
Why you be helping her?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
But, well, I feel like he was only helping her because he's afraid of her.
That's true.
I kind of feel bad for him.
Calm down.
Maybe I shouldn't feel bad for him, but I kind of do a little bit.
How about all of the Nazi criminals in the United States that were given false information?
Absolutely.
They need to calm down.
They need to chill the fuck out.
Get out of here.
Yeah. You're right.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Well,
next week.
next
We're switching gears
week,
again.
you guys.
Dude.
We are starting freaking Shatter Me
We sure
next week
are.
by Terror.
By Tahereh Mafi. Let me say that again.
Yeah.
By Tahereh Mafi.
Yeah, and we're going to
Dude.
be reading chapters 1 through 25.
We sure are. I'm excited.
I'm super excited and also nervous
I
because
know.
it's hyped.
It's another Book Talk hyped book.
Yeah.
And it is a part of a long series.
Yeah.
And we certainly aren't going to be doing them back to back if we do the whole series on the podcast. But, like, maybe we'll do them eventually.
Maybe.
It's not going to be like ACOTAR where we spend 4 months
straight
on one series.
Yeah.
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 But yes, we're diving into Shatter Me.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Pretty excited. Hopefully it doesn't let us down.
Honestly, I've been wanting to read this series forever, even
Same.
before I ever saw it on Book Talk, so...
It has really pretty covers.
It does. And the story sounds really, really interesting.
We're going dystopian vibe, guys. We're switching it up.
Yeah.
So, ahead of next week, read chapters 1 through 25 in Shatter Me, or if you have already, then swell. You can just tune in and listen.
Hang out.
Yeah. And you know what? Please follow or subscribe on whatever platform you're listening or watching on. Hi, YouTube.
If you are only listening on a podcast platform, please leave us a rating.
Please. Give us a thumbs up on the tube.
Yes.
Please. And you can find us on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube if you aren't there already at Books and Crannies podcast. I was just going to say Books and Podcast.
I feel like you glitched. You were like, Books and...
I did. I do that often if you've listened at all. But anyway, go
at Books and Crannies podcast.
Yeah, to clarify.
If it ever got out.
I think it did,
okay,
but then we started talking about my glitch.
Great.
So,
cool.
Anyway.
Good deal.
Well, we love you guys. Thanks for listening or watching.
And freaking happy reading. We'll see you next week.
Okay, bye.